Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite sheep driving lawyer, mom of twins, four crazy rescue dogs, rescued cat, two rescued guinea pigs. I think that's the wrong sign for guinea pigs. I think you're supposed to finger spell it. Anyways, who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL and is trying to train for Ironman. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message. It boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could use that. And if you're returning, you already know the crazy you're in for, so grab a drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Okay, so it is Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate. If you don't celebrate it, happy whatever you celebrate. Happy Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa starts in 2 days. I believe Ramadan is over. Hanukkah is over. Festivus was yesterday. I think I've covered winter solstice is gone and over. I think I've covered them all. Happy season. Um, I will be honest with you, I don't feel great. I have a double ear infection and I'm starting to get strep throat. I've already done 9 days worth of antibiotics, um, and it did not clear it up. And they couldn't call it in before the pharmacy closed, and the pharmacy is closed till tomorrow. So I can't pick up my meds till Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be the final push for trial prep on Wednesday. Wednesday is trial. Wednesday night, I'm going out to dinner um, with Kevin and his coworker who helped him get the job as kind of a thank you to her for getting the job. We are going to a place called Ocean Prime. Y'all, first of all, I feel bad because I know that I'm going to be absolutely exhausted after a trial. And gearing up for this trial, I'm actually worried that we're not going to finish this trial in the afternoon. I may be pleasantly surprised. I don't think I'm going to be, but so I'm going to be exhausted. Then I have to drive from Bank County back here. Kevin will pick me up. We'll go to the restaurant. We have 7:30-ish reservations. He told me just wear what you wear to court. But then he turned around later and told me don't wear black, all black. What does he think I wear to court? All black. It's winter. It's court. I wear my winter black. Um, this meal. Okay, I looked at the menu to figure out ahead of time what I could eat. I generally don't eat at restaurants where the side dishes you order a la carte. Remember, I'm allergic to whitefish. Remember the name of the restaurant. So I'm going to be ordering a steak because that's really, and I'm gluten free. And I have decided that, especially going into the next year, I really need to focus on eating properly for my body, which means being gluten free. So any dish with pasta in it, I'm not going to be able to eat. I have to be low dairy because it upsets my stomach. So I'm ordering a steak. The steak, just the steak, according to the menu, is over $50. And then I'm going to order roasted Brussels sprouts. Those are $14. Now keep in mind I'm making roasted Brussels sprouts tomorrow here in my own kitchen. I have a pound of Brussels sprouts to roast. I paid less than $5 for the pound. So then on Thursday after work, Kevin and I are going to drive down to Cincinnati and spend till Sunday morning in Cincinnati. And we are going to make a stop at Keepsakes. I am going to pick up like the petite treasure braids and stuff like that for Santa with the angels. And I don't know what else I'm going to pick up. But that saves me from shipping, and I know I'm going to need them in the next year. At least that's my hope. Okay. So, I told you guys last week. Oh, both kids' grades are in. William was 10. Now, William gets accommodations for his classes, extra time and stuff. He was 10 minutes past the teacher imposed deadline, and so the teacher flailed him. So we have a call into the access office, which helps kids like William. And we have a call into the dean and to the teacher. Y'all, please say a prayer that we can get it straightened out. And then I have to text Glenn. Well, I'm gonna see if William got a hold of him. I know that Glenn is traveling, so I may on Tuesday. I've got to, if he hasn't heard back from him on his incomplete, to make sure that that grade is changed. I have to get a hold of Glenn to do that. Okay, so in my cup, I'm drinking Stash tea. It's a lemon ginger. And then I have a mint Tazo tea with some honey. I did not have my lemonade to mix with it like they do for the medicine ball at Starbucks. I'm going to tell you that the lemonade makes the difference. But I'm going to keep drinking it in the hopes that I can make it through till the antibiotics kick in. Okay. I also have my Diet Coke and I have my water because I have ADHD and that's just what we do. Okay. So this last week it was a big push to get some ornaments done so that I can get them in the mail. I did not get them in the mail before Friday. They'll go out on Tuesday, hopefully. So the upside is you'll get to see them, not FFO, because I haven't done that yet. I had to buy a new glue gun because the dogs ate my glue gun. They ate the cord because they're assholes. In case you're new here, you will quickly learn that my dogs are jerks. All of them. Although y'all need to send prayers because I'm pretty sure my big girl, first of all, she's definitely getting old. And feeling stiff. And it's been that way, especially during like this time of year when it's damp and it's wet and it's cold. I think she may be going blind. She's really struggling when it's dark out. So, which I think is what's making her kind of cranky at the other dogs. I don't know how to help that. So, okay. So this is the pattern that for sure I'm going to pick up the beads and the petite treasure beads and whatnot for next year. This is slated to be one of my new starts. I have a couple that I have slated, and this is one of them. And I'm slating to do this on Valentine's Day weekend, unless I started sooner. I also thought I'd get to Joann's and be able to pick up the DMC. I haven't. I did go to Joann's. You'll see that in a second. But I forgot my list because that makes sense. Oh, if you even knew this week, if you even knew. And the worst part, I have been working on cleaning and organizing the house some more because it's really affecting my mental health. And so what you may see in this coming year is a little less stitching. I definitely want to be more focused about my stitching. We've gone over my 12 by 12 and potentially meet, and I did change it. I do have my whip go board. I do have I have a list. I don't know if I just Did I share this with you guys? I feel like I did, but now I'm thinking I didn't. This is how I feel. I don't. Okay, is there an ADHD med that's not really a med, but maybe a supplement that I can take for this, like, because I think I need it. And I don't know. I think part of it is that I'm sick. I literally have been sleeping and napping every day. It is crazy. Um, so going into the new year, I definitely have some things I want to focus on as far as my health. I usually I usually set goals for each quarter is how I do my goals. Or my things. And so this first quarter, I just want to focus into getting, like, once a month, focusing on an area of the house, finishing the projects, finishing, the whatnots, instead of running myself ragged. Um, and then as far as health, um, biking more, at least 5 days a week, drinking at least 2 mugs of water. Um, so I may need to go back to having my little Tamagotchi guy. And then, so anyway, so William right now, his grades look like shit. Bella's grades tanked, so she had to file an appeal with financial aid. She has decided that next semester, she would like to focus more on her science classes instead of ASL. And I'm going to support her in that decision. Um, so yeah. Okay. So I am going to I'm going to alter my New Year's Day Eve and day plans. I had a complete meltdown this last week. And again, I'm not sure how much of it is due to stress and not feeling good. I don't know. I can't tell you. I literally, I looked at my house. I broke down in tears. I looked at my kids with their grades and struggling, and I don't know how to help them, you guys. I don't. I wish I did. I know that I have 2 very gifted children, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, they literally test. Bella tests in the well into the gifted IQ range. William is right up there. Like, I don't have stupid children. And I know Bella's got ADHD and she's got some sensory processing disorder um, issues, but and executive function issues. William has some learning disabilities. I get that. I don't know how to help them anymore. I'm at a loss. And as a parent, that feeling of helplessness sucks. Plain and simple, it just sucks. And I wish it could be taken care of by screaming. I wish there was an easy fix. Screaming's not going to help it. I don't know. I don't know. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know. Because it's causing me to really struggle. And so I have decided that this next year, and Kim, don't you dare laugh, because I will punch, I will walk my happy butt to Texas, which may be the way I lose this weight. I thought I saw somebody out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, who's in my kitchen? But there's nobody there. My goal is to really simplify everything in my life. So the way I attach, the way I approach my stitching, the way my office is set up, the way my house is set up, all of that. My word for 2024 is simplify. is just to simplify. I literally just watched a whip parade, and I couldn't tell you whose whip parade it is. I apologize, because I watched them, but I kind of watch them in the background, if that makes sense, while I'm doing other things. And right now, this woman has well over 100 whips, and she says by the time she finishes all of her new starts that she has planned next year, she will finish 2024 with over 300 whips. And I felt my skin crawl, like legitimately crawl. I love that for her, but y'all, I'm struggling with the fact that I have 50 whips right now in play. And so, in that vein, I was looking at my 12 by 12 plans for New Year's Eve and then my 12 by 12 on New Year's Day. If I didn't finish any of them and they all carried into whips this year or into 2024 as full whips, and some of them absolutely will, there's no way that even in 2 hours I'd get them done. I would be adding like 16 more whips to my pile. Hold please while I take care of my dog, Belle. Okay, so the goal is to simplify. That's our word of 2024. And I think I may even, on my Cricut, make me a little plaque that goes up here with my picture of Interpreter and then my macrame of the I love you, and whatnot. So one of the things I did yesterday in my I've got to do something, I got all my ducks in a bag that I pass out in Jeeps. So that bag just got to go out to George. And then I also have a laundry basket of all of the stuff that I need to mail out. And I know that there's a couple drawings that I need to go back through and draw for. So I just need to remember. And Bella's standing in the hallway or in the kitchen here, so she'll remind me this week to go back. I know there's at least 2 of them. So I realized that with the way I had my New Year's Eve and New Year's Day stitching, I potentially was going to add 16 more whips to my list of 50 that I have already. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. My brain freaked out and said, no, we're not doing that, ma'am. We're not doing that, ma'am. So, I am still going to do 12 by 12 on New Year's Eve, and they are all ornaments. Now, 2 of the ornaments that were on my list I finished, so I did replace them. So I still have, so I'm going to have to go through my box and divide it so that I just have my ornament box with its thread. And then take out the beach ones that were going to be my New Year's Day starts, because we're not going to do that. I'm going to work both days, I think, on the ornaments and on Rosie, and finishing up this year's Whip Go, which I don't know where my board is right now. It's on my table. I'm in the middle of trial prep, in case I have not told you this, and then trying to finish Christmas stuff. Okay, so and then I have 24 pieces that I have pulled that will include some of the ornaments that I start on 12 by 12. I have 24 pieces that I would like to, and I think are totally doable to finish during the year. I have 3 that I think that I could push and still finish. Of those pieces, of those 24, most of them, I shouldn't say most of them, some of them did make it on to my Whip Go board. I'm still going to play Whip Go. My intention is, there are squares that our viewers, I will fill. Okay, let me start this by saying, at some point next week, not this week, but next week, so like the first week in January, I will film a whip parade. In order for me to film a whip parade, I have to clean up part of my craft area in my room, in the bike room, because you can't walk through it. And the whips are kind of like piled on top of other stuff, and everything's mixed up, and it's just chaos. Excuse me. At which point, when I do that, then I will take, I think I have 6 squares where it's a viewer's pick. So whatever the viewer, like the top 6 vote getters from my whip parade on things that I should throw on for whip pick will go in there. Each square is slated for 10. Here's how I get one of my board squares crossed off. It's a stitching time. Every 100 stitches within that stitching time counts. So it's 100 stitches or less counts as a square. Okay. So that's my whip go board, right? So I have, like I said, I have the 24 pieces that are, I think I can get finished. And yes, a majority of them are, in fact, well, not a majority. There's several that are ornaments. One of the top one is Rosie. So what I'm going to do is, so it goes Rosie, K, my sorority crest, turkey sausage, Halloween parade, the modern folk embroidery cell, the ant placements. I'm looking to do 4 of them for my mom total. I believe I have 2 of them done. I might have 3. But I think I'm only going to do 4. I think originally I was going to do 8. 8 no way. That's what that stands for. 8 ain't no way. So that it, and those are my oldest whip. Now that I finished the little girl at the bed praying, the ant placements are my oldest whip. So they're on here. Monopoly's on here. The peppermint purple set black work cell, which what I'm going to do is, each week I'm just going to do as if it was, I was starting from ground zero on it. I'm just going to do a week. Now, there's built in, I've already got like 6 or 7 squares done. So, you know, potentially I have some leeway. Mermaid Santa, who I've just got to finish the back stitching on his tattoos and his scales. The Epic Oz Adventure. The Space Sal for Bean. Mini Long Dogs, which is a wiener dog pattern. The Peppermint Doxy ornament that we're going to start. The Be Mine ornament. Summertime. Summertime needs to get finished. We are not going to we're not going to StitchCon this year. For StitchCon number 3. I started it at my first StitchCon. I'm not going to this StitchCon without it being finished or darn near finished and finishing it at StitchCon. My Little Donkey ornament, Danny and Sandy ornament, the Up couple, the Fox couple, the Heat Miser and Snow Miser, and then I want to do the Brooks Books, Grinch, and Max ornaments. I think that if I push through some of those, I mean, some of those won't take long to finish. Famous last words, I know, Kim. The other ones that I'd like to finish is my gingerbread house ornament, the 3D one, the Courage Sal from Pam from Just Keep Stitching, and the Self Love sampler. My plan starts right now are the lavender and lace Santa with angels. I'd also, if I can find the fabrics, I would like to start all of the Celtic ladies as well as including the Christmas mashup of the two. The one with the 2 little kids with the tree, and then the Celtic lady who looks like, I'm gonna alter her what she's holding so she looks like she's helping decorate the Santa. High Tides, Toes in the Water, the Crab Flag, and then the Quaker flag sal. Those are all right now my plan starts. Other than that, I'm not necessarily planning anything to start, but I'm not ruling anything out. Okay. What did I buy this week? I did go to Joann's. I am making my friend's mom this table runner here. For those of you who quilt or do who I can't recommend the Nancy Halverson Art to Heart books enough. Her directions are super, super easy. Her projects are amazing. I have never had a project out of her books that I did not get tons of compliments on. And at one point, I owned probably 90% of her books. Then we had the flood in the basement, and I lost most of mine. So I'm slowly rebuilding them back. This was one I had owned before and had apparently lost to the flood, which makes me significantly sad, but I reordered it. So, I had debated going back and forth. I was thinking about doing the stuffed activity. I'm still going to make these. Oh, I'm going to make these. Because if you know me, you know that I have a fascination or fixation, obsession. I don't know what the word is, what the proper word is, with nactivities. I love a great nativity. I love an odd, the odder, the better to me. Like, I want the most unique, weirdest nativity you can give me. This one is just too cute not to have in my collection. So that may get started this year, to be honest. I have made this quilt. I made this quilt for my aunt who's a nun. She loves this quilt. My friend Kevin saw this quilt and he's like, why don't I have the quilt? I'm like, I don't know. Why don't you make it? So I know he wants me to make the shepherd quilt, but he wants it bigger with more sheep. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that happens. It's not on my list of starts. We're downsizing project. We're trying to finish projects, not start new projects. So, anyways, going back, we're gonna do tomorrow, during the day, and then probably while we're gone. My goal between tonight and Thursday before we leave is to get both ends fused down, just fused down, because I can stitch that. They're blanket stitched. I'm sure hers are machine stitched. I'm going to do them by hand because I like hand applique. It's just something I find extremely relaxing. I can take that in the car and work on them on the way down and back. Super, super easy. Ugh, I love this. I love this. There's not a project in here that I wouldn't do. I think the one that I would do last are probably the placemats, but that's just because we don't use placemats. But I can't. I love these. I love this. I love this whole book. And like I said, I have made projects out of this book before. I wore it out, but that tea towel was my Christmas tea towel every year. That holds a bottle of wine. Hello, yes, please. But these tea towels, they whip up super easy. So there's a better picture of the table runner. Okay, so I went to Joann's with the book the other day, and I bought this. That's not related to it at all. I wish it was. But we're gonna add this into my great tropicals Santa Christmas fabric. I seem to have a collection of that. I'm either going to have to make a bunch of project bags out of it, or I'm going to have a really cool quilt, which I'm leaning towards the quilt. Okay, so I bought the rest of the fabrics. I'm going to do Mary and Joseph's, not dresses. I guess kind of dresses. Joseph doesn't really wear a dress. I don't know what they're called. They're close. Their bottom half is going to come out of this beautiful batik. And I will just kind of fussy cut so that Joseph's has got more of the green and Mary's is more of the red. But I fell in love with it. I was like, that's it. This is my blue background with the snowflakes. And then I bought, so this is their Mary and Joseph's headpiece. This is for, let's see. This is for this will count as the star as well as for baby Jesus in the manger blanket. This is for the manger and Joseph's staff, shepherd hook, their skin. Don't come at me. I know it's peach. I know that realistically, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph were not this pink. Okay, I understand that, but we're gonna do that, and then that's Mary and Joseph's hair. So again, my goal is to have that all fused down so that I can easily stitch on that while we are on the road. Okay, so I got some stitchy kindness, and you know, I'm never I saw the finish on Instagram from Lockaby Baby. I know I'm gonna slaughter you. I apologize. And I was like, where did you get that pattern? I've never seen this pattern. Excuse the crinkle. And she tells me, and then she sends a message, and she's like, I'm not gonna stitch it again. Do you want it? I'll send you the patterns. She goes, and I didn't use the embellishments, so all of the embellishments are in there. And I was like, what? Like, what? And she said, yeah, I'll send it to you. She sent it to me. Not only did she send me this, she sent the dogs and the cats and everybody treats. The treats have all been eaten. But it's so cute. So I am going to stitch it all as one piece. This may be another one that I stitch them like some of the motifs individually as well as ornaments. But yeah, it comes like, not only does it come with, did she not use any of the beads? Hello, all of the little Jabco buttons. But then it came together too with the cute little floss ring. No, these are not the, I don't know, just I guess floss jewelry so that you know which project it goes with. So super excited. I don't know when I will start these, but this may be, I don't know. Maybe my festive Friday really shouldn't be a festive Friday. It should be a friend stitch Friday. And like when I get up, I had to check to make sure he wasn't eating something he shouldn't be stitching. So maybe in the new year it won't be festive Friday. I'll do friend stitch Friday, and it will be patterns that friends pass along to me. So which would still be fine because Halloween Parade was one of those. And then maybe this is the next one. But I don't have the flosses yet. But like seriously, like all the little jingle bells, all the little beads, they're all in there. That's blown away. So thank you. I like that idea. Somebody remind me that we're gonna do Friend Stitch Friday starting in the new year. Okay. And it can be either something that I'm stitching for a friend or something that I gotten from a friend that I want to stitch. How about that? Okay. That's all of my haul. That's all of my stitchy kindness. Okay. I think I showed you this one last week that it wasn't FFO'd, but we finished Problem Child is the Jeep. That's why it's not red. It's not for me. So that's the color of her Jeep. that this is going to. So I have to FFO. So tomorrow likely will be an FFO ornament day. I know. I know. And the sad thing is that they're going to get in the mail and you will never actually see them FFO'd except for in a picture on my Instagram. So you'll have to follow me on Instagram at His Princess Kelly. Um, what I have debated is, should I add in JBMC 2023 in between the wheels? So that's Jeep Babes Michigan chapter, which is what the exchange is for, and for 2023. Do I do that? So that will be. See, it's all my pile of things I'm going to have to iron, and we all know how I like to iron about as much as I like to do dishes. Okay, so then I had to do 2 alpha gamma delta related or like stitches. So here's ornament number 1, and that is Quirky Quaker Squirrel. This was the first time I had ever stitched this pattern. And here's the second time I've stitched this pattern. They'll both get finished as ornaments. I will tell you, I think I like this one better. But they're both super cute, and I will have to stitch it a third time for myself. And then I finished up Summer Sheep by Bent Creek. Cracks me up. I mean, seriously, it's a rickrack sheep with a lobster and a crab on his back. I can't even. So this will also get, I used all the called for in the kit. I'll have to finish this and put the magnet on the back for my friend. And that completes another one out of my pile of sheep. It's from Bent Creek. I don't know which one I'm going to start next. I don't know when I'm going to start the next one. Because right now I have a lot of stuff. I really want to go back to working on Rosie. I think Rosie is going to be my stress relieving project this week. Like, after, well, I don't even know. I know I'm going to take some stitching with me to to Cincinnati. I don't plan on taking much. I do think that taking the table runner is an easy one to take. Oh, I have more stitching. I did not work on this on Wednesday. I worked on this actually today when I went to the urgent care again because I wasn't feeling good. And she's like, oh yeah, sorry to tell you. And that is my Wiener Dog Wednesday project, Wiener Wednesday, even though it's Sunday. Don't judge me. I'm working on turkey sausage by Plum Street Samplers. It's in my hot dog bag, which it doesn't. It does have hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. This bag is growing, and I don't even have all of the Wiener Dog projects in here, but I added the Stacy Nash ones that I got. Mini Long Dog is in here. See, I think that with some focus, I could get that done this next year. And in fact, what I'm going to do once turkey sausage is done, I had debated starting Winter Wienerland, which is all kitted up in here. And while I love that, I'm going to jump to working on Wednesdays to mini long dogs until that Wiener Dog project is done. But anyways, turkey sausage. So today I worked on it at urgent care, and I got the green vine that goes here all done. I just have to add the few little stitches for the flowers. I got the whole big flower motif in, and I got in most of the turkey. He just needs his little turkey butt feathers and his wattle. Um, let's see, I just have to add in the little flower buds here, which then just leaves this ginormous pumpkin with the vine and the word turkey. This definitely will get finished in January, with the Wiener Dog Wednesdays, even with everything going on in January. So I counted my squirrel ornaments as my sorority Saturday. So to me, I worked on sorority stuff too. So that's good. The only thing I, I did not get a chance to touch and work on was Rosie, which sets me a little bit back behind. And Rosie is too, with everything going on this week, Rosie is not a good project to take with me to Columbus, to Cincinnati. It's too hard. Um, I know that tomorrow Jesse is calling the first WIPGO numbers. I have not finished my WIPGO board for this year. I had thought that I may have been able to, as well as finish the ornaments, but with being sick and trial prepping and trying to get so much done, these are just a fraction of my exhibits for my Wednesday trial. A fraction of them. Plus, I have 12 witnesses. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get through it in half a day. I really don't. I don't. Oh, I'm gonna keep this in my sorority stitch Saturday. Sorority stitch. So I may grab those two projects to take with me to stitch on. I may take Kay and Dennis with me, which is one of my other big pushes to get through this year. I don't necessarily want to take the whole box of ornaments with me, but ornaments are a fast one, but then it throws off my 12 by 12. I don't know. I think to try and take the periodic table, while one, I only have to carry 310 with me, so that's super easy. It is a lot of fabric to wrangle. And my scare with taking Jeep Van Gogh is that I'm still that bottom edge, unless I get time between now and Thursday when we leave to sew some fabric to the bottom there. It makes me nervous even right now to work on it too much towards the bottom. For fear that because that bottom border is so close. What the hell was I thinking? And it's not like I didn't, it's got about the same border up at the top. So realistically, I should have, rather than going with a 30-inch piece of fabric, I should have just gone ahead and put it on a 60-inch piece of fabric, 60-inch wide, and just cut it down, like cut off 20 inches, so that I had more of a border. You live and learn. I am not restarting it again. I had already restarted it once. I'm not restarting it again. So yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to let you go because my dog is chewing on something and ripping fabric, and I don't know. He's got another towel. I swear to the Lord in heaven, that dog likes to chew up towels, and I don't understand why. I had debated. Bobby from Pumpkin Creek Primitives gave me the directions to play the there's a Stitch group that's playing Candyland. It is a closed group, so it's not like I can join in. She gave me the directions on how to play. And I could tie it into my goals, because what you do is each color card along the board, you assign them a stitch count. So I know that there's red, so you could say, like, for every red you have to stitch 500 stitches on whatever, on any project that you want. Um, or, you know, if you pull a purple card, it's 100 stitches. Obviously, if you pull the double reds, then you have to stitch double that amount. Okay. So then if you pull a candy card, because you know how there's like the little, my kids loved Candyland. I have played more Candyland games as an adult than I ever did as a kid. Way, way, way more. Okay, so if you like end up on the Gumdrop Island or whatever it was, or in the mud bog, the fudge mud bog, then each one of those candy cards is 1,000 stitches. And before you start, you assign a whip to each one of those candy places. Now, they draw the new card every Sunday. The new like whatever playing cards. And you have to remember where you are on the board to see if you win. So theoretically, I could play along, but it makes no sense to play against myself. That seems rather foolish. So, does anybody want to play Candyland with me? Like Stitchy Candyland? Either that or I'm going to just wait till 2025, to be honest, to play it. I don't know. Or, because like I said, I really want to simplify. And I'm just, that's another reason why I don't think I'm going to play 52 card whip pickup this year. I think I'd rather focus on the 24 and 24 projects that I'd like to finish. If I can knock out those 24 and 24 projects, let me see, that would knock out off, that would knock off at least 13 out of my 50 whips that I have currently, not including the starts that I have on 12 by 12. So that's a large chunk. Now, that said, you have to offset it with the at least 6 that I want to start. But one of those being determined if I can find fabric. So that may be what I may grab those 2 patterns and take them with me to keepsakes to see if maybe the gals there can help me find some fabric for that. But either way, that's still, I'm going to end up with no towels again. Okay, so those are my plans. That's where we're at. I know for those of you who have been playing 52 card whip pickup with me this year, we did really good. I'm still going to consider this a win because I looked at the projects that are left, and realistically with WhipGo, one of them was a UFO project that would have had to have been restarted. The only two, there's 4 projects that are in here that I didn't touch. All the rest of them I touched and made progress or made decisions about. One of them is the nesting doll cell, the home cell that actually I got the piece that's half started from Candace K. It was her whip that she UFO'd and I took over. Lady of the Flag and the Zimmerman coverlet are the only ones that I didn't touch. The only other, the one you could technically say I didn't, it's a gray sweater, but when looking at it with the, after the dog got it, and not Oreo, one of the other dogs, it would have to be a total restart, and I elected to not do that yet, not to restart that. I had started to put together my cards for 52 whip pickup for this year. In an effort to, again, simplify my life this year and to alleviate stress, I'm not going to play 52 card whip pickup at this point this year. It was a lot of fun. Again, I got to touch a lot of whips that I hadn't been touching. I actually had several finishes. But overall it was really helpful, and I could see me playing it again in the future. Um, but 2024 is not that year. And that's okay. It is okay to change plans. It is okay to modify things to fit your life. And so that's what we're doing. So again, this week my focus is on the table runner and my trial. And anything over that is a bonus. And packing for Ohio for a couple of days. Also, if anybody knows of anything that I can do around the area in Cincinnati, we're going to stay at the Hyatt in Sharonville. So besides keepsakes and jungle gyms, what can we do? I mean, obviously it's not baseball season, and it'd be really cold to sit outside and watch baseball. He's not a let's go walk the zoo sort of person. But if there's any like really great restaurants that like, oh my God, you got to try this, and do not suggest Skyline Chili. No. I love you all, but no. Absolutely not. I don't like that. Please let me know. Drop me a message down below or send me a message on Instagram at His Princess Kelly, or send up a smoke screen. I don't know. If there's a project that you think I definitely need to put on my whip go under viewers pick, let me know. I can tell you that on my board right now, that's not my board. I literally just had it. I know we've gone over this, but just so you guys remember, it's Kay and Dennis, the ant placemats, the planet cell for my daughter that we've now got, I think, 4 planets out of them done. The French horn for William, the periodic table, the map, like I call it the Dungeons and Dragons map, but it's an ink circles pattern. William's stocking, Bella's stocking, which Bella's stocking is technically going to be a new start. Let's see. Santa's Travels, which I'm hoping we can knock out and finish this year. It's on my focus to finish. And so yeah, each of them that I picked is on here twice. My middle square I put to FFO something, and you all know how much of a big deal that is because I don't FFO anything realistic. Although technically it's got 10 spots on here. Do I have 10 things to FFO? Absolutely I do. And depending if it gets closer to Christmas to FFO stuff, well, one, I have to FFO Rosie. So that can count there. I'll have to FFO Kate and Dennis, and those are my two big pushes this year. And then all those little ornaments will need to be finished. So technically, that could actually be one of my easier squares. Oddly enough, though again, I don't FFO stuff, so I'm not like. It takes me a while to FFO stuff. So yeah, so if there's something on here, if there's something that you know is a whip that you want to see me work on for one of these squares, let me know. I mean, it's been eons since I put in Lady of the Flag. It could be start the Christmas Celtic lady montage mashup. It could be, I mean, God knows there's enough. There's enough that could go on here. G Van Gogh is not on here. I do worry that if I don't put some of my bigger pieces on a whip go board, it's easy to put them, like, to not give them much attention. The Feo mat's not on here, and that is another project that, if I think about it, I would like to see at least a page finish, another page finish or two on that. I would like to get further on Pandemic. Pandemic may be a good one to take with me now that I think about it, because if nothing else, I can just fill in the blue. So that maybe I'll take Pandemic and the Table Runner this weekend. And then my shopping list. But again, if you have ideas, let me know. I definitely need to go and buy a bunch of DMC because I need to finish kitting up Oz. So yeah. So anyways, I'm going to let you go because it's Christmas Eve and we need to do things. So Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you all. I love you. I appreciate you. You need to remember you are smart. You are beautiful. You are wanted. You are cherished. You are loved. And you are brave. You funny. But you matter. So, love you all. And I will see you next week. Right before we ring out this year and we ring in the next. And I should have haul from Keepsakes. How fun is that?